It's Sunday night. I'm in my room alone. I just been working on like content and stuff, right? Because bro, tomorrow is Monday and I gotta go back to work. Have this dog shit 9 to 5 job, and the plan right now is to put my 2 weeks in tomorrow. But I've been having so much doubts, and not in myself or anything, but it's so weird that it's so hard to quit, and it pisses me off more than anything because I got this job before I finished college, right? And it's like an accounting kind of. It's like very low level. It's accounts payable, so it's even worse than being in accounting, right? And I was just doing it because I was like, let me do this while I'm finishing college. I was doing my schoolwork there because they were really chill and stuff. But then after I got my degree, I started applying to all these jobs that were like I was supposed to be able to get after like, getting my finance degree. I was trying to get into finance, right, where I was gonna get higher income or whatever. And then it's like, bro, I'm applying to job after job after job, and I've got so many rejection letters, so many, bro. I remade my resume 10 times. I used all the websites, LinkedIn, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, Auto. I used everything. I applied everywhere. And every fucking week I got a different rejection letter, multiple. And like even the few interviews that I did, I never went past like the first or second round, right? And they were like, this is 4 or 5 rounds. Everything was like, I don't have enough experience. All the entry level jobs are like 2 years minimum. I was like, how the fuck does any of this shit work? And it just pissed me off so much. I'm like you apply to job after job after job, you get all these rejection letters, and then you're like what is even the point of this anymore? Because it's like I can't get any of the entry level shits, and then you start looking more and more into it. I'm like looking up all this like tips and tricks and like what I gotta do, and they're like, oh, you gotta interview better, oh, you gotta make your resume more tailored, and you gotta have the most like perfect keywords, and when they like parse your resume, make sure it's AI detectable so it can actually go through. And it's like you do all of this research and you apply. I applied to like at least 100 jobs a week for 3 months, and I got all of them rejected, like pretty much all. So it's like the system is so ass and corrupt, it makes no sense. And like getting a job is literally a job now. You're literally fighting against hundreds of people all applying to the same jobs. You see a LinkedIn post and it has 100 people applied within 5 minutes. I'm in finance, so it's like super competitive. I don't even know how. Like I know tech is even worse, but it's like, bro, how is it this ass? Like we're told, go to school, go to college, pick a good major, right? Like at least I picked a good major. I didn't go into debt. Like my college was free, and it's still like I didn't get any of the outcomes that I wanted. Like I thought I was really be able to come out of school, get a good job, and have a good degree. I mean, have a good salary, and then it's like it just pisses you off because like you keep getting rejection letters, and then like you even start thinking about it more and more. You're like, okay, let me play it out a little bit. I'm in accounting right now, and if they want 2 years of experience, maybe I could like a little bit like exaggerate on my resume, right? Whatever. I exaggerate a little bit. I get into some entry level job. They're gonna pay me 50, 60,000 or whatever, some dog shit salary. And then you wait 2, 3 years, maybe you move up 3 to 5K, right? The only way to actually get big jumps in your salary, you got to job hop. And so you gotta pretty much expect yourself from at like the 6 month mark to start applying to jobs and go through this whole process of again doing interviews, applying, changing your resume, looking for better jobs, looking for like having to deal with the new commute, new people, all of this, right? You do this for like at the 6 month mark, maybe by the year mark or 2 year mark, you're able to switch jobs. You only move up like 10, 15K, and it's like you go from like 60K to maybe 75, 75 to 85, 85 to 95, 95 to like 105, and you're like, okay, fine, I hit 6 figures, right? After like 5 or 6 years of just going through this bullshit of applying, interviewing, getting yourself accustomed to the new place and like learning these bullshit job roles where it's just like unfulfilling work and you're just sitting there like a rat in this little cubicle, like working for towards this company which you have no care about. Like you're just doing the things to just do the things. You don't care about if the company moves forward, if it moves left, right, whatever. You're just doing so you can get paid. And all of these companies, right? These people that work there, like, yeah, they're like not bad people, but it's like they're nothing like you and they don't think like you. And you just look at them, you're like, how have you been doing this for 20, 30, 40 years? And like, are you not thinking about retirement? Social Security's not going to work. AI might take this job. And it's like, how can I sit here and be thinking that this is normal, that this is what it's like supposed to be like? And then you look on social media and everybody's posting their highlights or whatever the hell, right? But it's like the people who are actually using it properly are making 10, 20, $100,000 months, and you can't even make 2,000, 3,000 in a month before taxes. And it's like, if I were to work 5 to 7 years, right, in finance, right, going through all this bullshit, and then I finally hit 6 figures, only for that six figure, let's say I make 100K, it wouldn't even be 100K because of taxes. It would be like 65 or 70. And then that's without even paying for like the life expenses, right? So then it would even be that much. And then, so if you really want to make six figures, you would have to wait until you make 150K, which would probably take like 7 to 10 years of dog shit, climbing the corporate ladder and just being like, yeah, I'm so happy that I'm sitting here like sniffing ass, trying to like climb this ladder, like kissing ass to all the fucking upper management who are all retarded and they don't actually like, who actually don't know shit. Like if you actually study how business works, how finance works, like me, I study this stuff on my free time. So then when you see in real life how like dysfunctional these corporations actually are, but they're able to just run because they just have so much capital and they've been putting so much time into it, it makes you like feel like so shit because you're like, I could easily do this myself if I just had the capital or if I had this sort of interest or the amount of time that these people have had. And it's like these roles are the roles they have literally feel like the way it feels like in my head is like obviously CEOs are there to gather a bunch of people so that everybody's like, in my head it's like a factory line, right? And at each point of the factory line everybody has a button to press. That's each role. So as when the product is rolling down the wheel or whatever, everybody just has to press their button, and that's you doing your work. As long as you do your work, the product keeps moving. The product keeps moving, and that's what it really feels like. It feels like we're all just rats pressing the button when it comes, and we all get paid the bare minimum because all you're doing is having to press that little stupid ass button, and it's like you can finish your work super fast and you don't get paid for it. You can finish it super slow, you'll still get paid for it. It's like it doesn't even like create this sort of like a good character in you. So I work very fast. Every time I have like full control over my work, I'll finish it as soon as I can. I'll make sure it's like fully delivered, that it's a good quality project or whatever. But then when I'm at work, when I'm at these jobs, I really have to slow myself down, which affects other areas of my life because how you do anything is how you do everything. So if I'm having every job I've had, I've excelled at it, and then I'm sitting there, I'm doing the work super quickly, and then I realize like, okay, I'm still getting paid the same exact amount per hour or whatever. So why am I working as quickly as I think? Everybody else is working super slow, so things are not gonna even move forward. Then you start slowing things down, and then like you never get promoted or you never move up because you slowed down, but you only slowed down because you're doing excessive amounts of work for no reason because you weren't gonna get paid anymore. And then maybe you switch jobs, maybe you don't or whatever. But it's like it's this constant loop of just no matter how much work you produce, the quality of work you produce, you only get paid based on how much time you put in, and which is typically just 40 hours. And you get paid this like bare minimum amount that's like, how the fuck is this amount of money worth it? And like how do people get paid this much and they think this is a life worth living? This I can do this for the next 10, 20, 30 years. There's so much people out there who are making so much. There's people who make so much money that they spend $100,000. Some people's salary, some people's salary doubled, right? On a watch, a timepiece that doesn't even do anything for them. They just want to spend it. So you have to ask yourself, like, if there's people out here in this world, humans just like me, who are able to spend six figures on something that they don't even need, but simply want, why am I working this hard to make this much per hour? And it just absolutely frustrates me and pisses me off so much that I even have this sort of like doubt of not wanting to like put my 2 weeks in and just quit and get out of there. It's like I have all these like weird little thoughts like what my parents think. And like I don't even have that much friends, and I'm happy like that. Like, I like being alone, I like doing my things alone. But it's like even the few people that I do talk to, like what are they gonna think? They're gonna say I'm an unemployed. And it's so weird because society will literally make you feel weird that you're unemployed or that you're trying to get out of the job world. Like how the fuck are we at some point in society where it's literally been proven that it's like this corrupt system where we're all rats going through the school system, getting into the job world, and then you work for like 30, 40 years and you don't even get to retire comfortably. You never get to travel the way you want. You're locked into this cubicle for 40, 50 years and you finally get to travel and live life at 65 and 70 when you're like not as mobile and young and have as much energy. And people will literally look at you weird because you're unemployed. Like the conditioning of society that keeps people employed and in the job world is so fucking nuts because it's like, how? Like you're looking at me weirdly, you're judging me weirdly because I'm trying to actually get out and actually trying to get not even rich because I don't care for material wealth. I just want my freedom. Like I don't want to be locked into some place. I don't want to spend my time and on earth waking up at 8 a.m., commuting and then clocking into some bullshit job, doing some bullshit work. I want to be able to travel. I don't want to have to stay here and be like, oh yeah, like even the thought of just like at work, I hear people talk about like, oh, they want to go on vacation, they want to go to Aruba and Mexico, but they can't because they have to clock into work. Like, realistically, think about what they're saying. Like, this is your fucking life. You're only on this planet for so long, and yet you can't do the things that you want to do because you need to clock into work. You think that if you go away for too long, too much of your work is gonna pile up? Get the fuck out of here. Like, that cannot be real. If I ever am at that point in life, like it can't even be worth living. Like, that's so fucking horrible. And like, we know what the amount of opportunities that are available now because of social media. So many people are able to express. So back then, when people were like forced to work or whatever, they didn't know the opportunities available. They didn't have online businesses. They didn't have side hustles. They didn't have all these ideas and, like ad revenue through content creation or whatever it may have been. They didn't have as much access as we do. So if we end up doing the same things that the past generation did, then you wasted your life. So it's like, if I sit here and don't work on the things that I actually want to work on, like, obviously I am doing, like, hence this video, but it's like, there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee of success, but it's like, also there is. Like, if you're consistent with it, if you can do it for a long period of time and you just don't quit, eventually it will work. But it's like, no matter how much I say it to myself, because I've seen that same level of success in other endeavors of my life, but it's like, it's so hard to apply here because it has to do with money and like the way people perceive you and the way everything in life isn't guaranteed. And it's just so fucking annoying because it's like I just don't want to do this shit. Like, this shit is actually fun to me. Like, the reasons people who are rich are able to make so much money is because the work they do is literally fun to them. It's play to them. They like, the people who are really good at sales like having those types of conversations. They like selling a product. The people who are building softwares actually like sitting there and writing out the code and figuring out the little problems. The people who are like very successful CEOs, they like putting people together. They like solving problems in business. And it's like, so when you see them, like, oh, how are they working so hard? How are they doing 70, 80-hour weeks? It's like, it doesn't feel like 70, 80-hour weeks. It feels like play to them. It literally feels like a little video game. And it's like, if you can find what that vessel, like something that feels like play to you, but somehow you can get money as a byproduct, that is like the epitome of success. Like, that's what I want. I want to do something that I have fun doing, and money just comes as a byproduct, because the money I don't even care about. I don't care about buying a Ferrari or a mansion or none of that shit. It's like, if I can, nice, beautiful, whatever, but it's like, I just want my freedom, like all degrees of it: time, location, and money. I don't want to be like, oh, I need to go to work because I need to make money. I don't want to have my time tied down and say, oh, I need to like hit 40 hours to get my maximum paycheck. I don't want to be like, oh, I have to stay here and clock in. I can't go on vacation. I can't travel because I have a job. Like, fuck out of here. Like, that cannot be life. Like, life has to, there has to be more to this, right? Like, no matter what, like, I keep talking about entrepreneurship and business on this channel because it's like, it just feels like the only route. Like, no matter what, even if I have failure in business time and time again, there's no other way but this way. Like that is the vehicle for an income. That is the vehicle that'll get me my freedom. Like, I cannot work a job. Like, it just, I'm not built out to work for a job, man. It's not like those typical reasons like, oh, I can't work under a boss or it's too much work. It's like, no, fuck all of that. I just want my freedom, and I don't want my money to, like, I want to be self-sufficient. I don't want to be earning money. I want to be making money. There's a huge difference. When your boss is paying for your paychecks, it's like, if you are ever in a dire situation, like family member needs a loan for like injury or like they're in the hospital or whatever, it's like, how the fuck do you expect yourself to make money for that? Are you just gonna be like, oh, let me just go clock 160 hours? Like, fuck, like, it doesn't work like that. You need to know how to make money, and given how much other humans are doing it in their own business, it's possible. It's possible for me, for you, for everybody, because we're all humans at the end of the day. We all have brains, hearts, we all have our body, like, we have exactly what we need. All the information is out there. It's just actually putting in the work to make it happen, and like having those like crucial conversations. Like, I need to put in my 2 weeks in tomorrow because I cannot do this. I cannot imagine a life working a 9 to 5. Like, even if you just project into the future, 6 months of me being like a failed entrepreneur would be better than 6 months continuing to work this job. Like, I'm gonna continue getting the same paycheck. I'm gonna continue doing the most unfulfilling work. I'm gonna continue clocking in and out and just being miserable. And it's like, for what? Like, I'm just digging a bigger and bigger hole down, and it's fucking ass. Like, I really hope, like, if you're watching this video, you think the same way, and you take the actions and steps that like will get you out of the fucking misery, because there's no reason anyone should live especially in modern times in our generation, there's no reason for anybody to really be living a life like the past generations, working the 9 to 5, working for 40, 50 years and hoping for like the company's fucking dog shit retirement account when you can like set up your own Roth now. You can invest in your own stuff. You can you can be on your entrepreneurial journey, have your own business. You can have online business where you're not having to work 60, 70 hours. You don't have to take out loans to like, pay rent in a brick and mortar. You don't have to hire a bunch of people. You can literally have a one person business model, right? Where it's just you providing value to someone over the internet. It's like, I need to make that happen. No matter what I do, I need to make that happen because it's the only way. In the end, we're all gonna fucking win somehow.